Hey everyone, Dr. Stephanie here. And if you're having tailbone pain, you know that it can be a big pain. Maybe it hurts when you're driving in the car, or you're sitting at work for a long time, or maybe it just hurts all the time, or when you're running or walking or doing other activities that you like to do. So tailbone pain can be caused by a lot of different things. Sometimes it's caused by an injury or a fall. Maybe you fell on your tailbone. Sometimes you can fracture it, or maybe you did that a long time ago and just it never healed. But there's a lot of muscles that attach to the tailbone, and if they get irritated or tight, they kind of pull on that tailbone, and that can cause more pain. It's very common if your pelvic floor muscles are tight, which are those muscles that are on the bottom of the pelvis. And if those muscles are tight, that can cause tailbone pain as well, because they just attach onto that tailbone. And any of those muscles, if they get tight and they're attaching to that tailbone and they're kind of pulling apart, it's like they're pulling apart that bone. So it is painful, and it hurts when you sit, and it hurts when you do different things. And there's things you can do, like you can sit on a donut or some kind of soft pillow to decrease the pain. But there's also some exercises you can do to kind of open up that area, loosen up those muscles, and relieve some of that pain. So we're gonna go through 4 exercises that can really help a lot today. So for the first one, we're gonna grab onto a yoga block, and if you don't have a yoga block, you can use like 2 or 3 books stacked up, depending on how thick the books are. And we're gonna do a child's pose, if you've ever done a child's pose, but we're gonna elevate one knee, because that kind of opens up the tailbone and the whole kind of back area here. So one knee is gonna be elevated, the other knee on the floor. You can kind of spread your knees a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Then place your arms out like this and kind of just sit back into this child's pose. And really kind of think about everything kind of opening up back there. So you really want to sit into your heels here, really want to relax. And you can just hang out in this position for 30 seconds, up to even like 2 or 3 minutes. So just kind of sit here. You can also focus on breathing. So do some deep breathing. When you take a deep breath in, really think of everything kind of expanding back there, kind of stretching out. And then breathe out. So breathe in, let everything kind of stretch out there. And then relax. So you just want to hang out here, really think about opening up everything back there. And you can do this, you can switch the block to the other side as well, but you don't necessarily have to. You just want to hang out here, just really relax, really open up the back of those hips, open up that pelvic floor area, release the pressure on that tailbone. And sometimes you can come back up too if you want to hold just 20 or 30 seconds and then come back into it. Really sit back there. You can kind of push back with your hands. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is with the yoga block as well, and it's called an elevated happy baby. And so what we want to do is put this block like right under our lower back, not necessarily all the way down on our tailbone, but up a little bit higher. It doesn't have to be perfect. There's not a perfect spot, but then you want to so make sure your back kind of stays on that, and then you want to hold on to your feet here and just kind of press your knees wide, just like that. And you can use a pillow under your back if the yoga block doesn't seem to be working for you. You just want to be elevated a little bit here, and you want to just grab onto your feet, kind of push your knees apart with your elbows. And again, just hang out in this position. This really opens up the pelvic floor. It really opens up kind of your glutes and everything that attaches to the tailbone. So again, you want to breathe into this. So when you take a deep breath in, really focus on opening everything up, and then breathe out. Breathe in, open everything up, and breathe out. And just kind of hang out again, 30 seconds to 1 to 2 minutes here. And you can take a break and then do it again if you want to. But really breathe into that, just relax. And then once you feel pretty relaxed there, you can come back down, take this block out, and then we're gonna do 2 strengthening exercises, because when those muscles are tight that connect to your tailbone, a lot of times there are other muscles like the hip rotators that aren't strong enough, or the hip abductors as well. If they're weak, then that causes those other muscles to kind of tighten up to act like they're strong, but when they tighten up, then they're pulling on that tailbone and causing pain. So place a loop resistance band around your ankles, place a ball between your knees, and what you want to do is just pull your feet apart from each other and back together. So we're working on hip internal rotation strength, and that also kind of opens up that tailbone area. So you just want to pull apart like that and back together. And you want to do about 8 to 10, I would say. Let's do 3 more. I'm not sure how many we've done. And last one. So start out with 8 to 10, and then you can gradually increase as you get stronger, do another set, and then add a 3rd set when you're ready. Okay, then we're gonna bring this band up around our thighs, right above our knees, come into a hands and knees position here. And from here, we're gonna do a quadruped fire hydrant. So we're just gonna bring our leg out to the side and back down. And this is working on this hip abductors. Those muscles tend to be weak in a lot of people. So you really wanna work on strengthening those, and then that can take some stress off of those other little muscles in the pelvic floor and all those muscles that are kind of pulling on that tailbone. Let's do 2 more. Okay, now we'll do the same thing on the other side. So you want to do both sides on this. Just pulling that leg out to the side. All right, 2 more. Okay, and you should definitely feel that in your hips. So those are 4 exercises that can help if you're having any tailbone pain. You can do those daily, especially the first 2 we did, just to open up those hips, relax that area, and hopefully relieve some of that pain.